G'day, my name's Mark Fletcher. I'm the owner of Tower Systems and a few retail businesses. We've got websites connected to those businesses. My software company, Tower Systems, creates websites for small business retailers. Those websites are connected to our point of sale software. I just want to take a moment and talk a little bit about mistakes that I see people make, that I see small business retailers make when they're looking to take their businesses online. And I say this in the context of not only the hundreds of websites that we've created, but also the work that I do helping small business retailers get more people clicking on their website and having a look at their business. I think the biggest problem that I see is that people don't go to a website for their business with a plan. They don't know what the website's going to stand for. Too often we see small business retailers say, I want to take everything that's in my shop and put it online. That's okay. That's probably a good thing to do, a good starting point. But what you've got to understand is that where you start is never where you'll finish with a website. In fact, there is no finish because it's ongoing work. I often say that a website's a hungry beast because it's constantly consuming time and effort and energy and investment from a business to be successful. So it's important that when you go into having a website created for your business, you know what you want it to be. Don't go to your web developer and say, hey, you decide. This is my business over here. You decide what my online business should be. That's a big mistake. I've seen it happen and I've seen it become a disaster because of the decisions the web developers made in good faith, but they're not the owner of your business. They're not the operator of the business. So know what your website's going to stand for. Be very clear about the intent of the website. If it's to capture local shoppers, then putting everything in your shop online probably makes sense. If it's to capture shoppers who don't come to your business today, then putting everything online in your shop probably doesn't make sense. The other thing that I would say is, and this kind of blows the mind of some people when I say it to them, but your online business doesn't need to sell what your shop sells. Your online business could sell something completely different, something completely fresh, something that you store in the back room, and you just happen to use the labor and the space and some of the other assets of the business to fulfill from an online perspective. That's what I do in one of my shops. We've got a shop in suburban Melbourne. It's a very small strip shop in a tiny little quiet strip shopping centre. The shop itself ticks along. It's a good business. And then out the back, we have a completely separate online business, which is bigger than the retail business in terms of revenue. And we're able to do that because we have spare labor time within the business to run the online business. And it makes the physical business more interesting, even though none of the shoppers in the shop get to see what we're actually doing within that business. So I would say make sure you know what it is, what you want to sell. Be clear about the intent of the online business, and it doesn't have to have anything to do with the physical store. If you are selling online, if you're creating a Shopify site for your business, and Shopify certainly is a very recommended platform for small business retailers, then I would say this: make sure that you go about it knowing that the owner of your data, the place where your data is managed primarily, is your point of sale software. In the point of sale software, you have your description, your pricing, your photos, all of those images that you're going to load to the website. Because if you put the data straight onto the Shopify site and you have a point of sale system running your business, you've got to connect the two somehow. And it's better that it comes from your point of sale software going across to your online business. The other mistake that I see retailers make when they're creating an online business is they overthink things. They say, I just want to get it right. I really want to think this through and get it right. And I think with online, we've learnt more ourselves. I mean, I certainly did that with some sites. We overthought it and spent too much time and too much money, and we'd made mistakes along the way. The most successful sites that we've got that we run today are those where we've taken an idea, we've thrown it up on the wall, we've made it live, and then we've evolved the site over time. So we start somewhere, start small, start simple, get up and running, and then we go down the path and nuance or finesse the website once we're seeing how customers are interacting with it. So I think it's critical that you start early, or they say in tech, actually launch early and launch often. So start the website, get it out, make it live, and then play with it as time goes on. The other thing that I would say is important is to actually learn the technology. And that can sound daunting to a lot of people. Some people will say, oh, I know nothing about computers and I hate this and I hate that. The reality is Shopify is really easy to use. It's easy to learn. I've seen retailers who have not been great with technology really master Shopify and do very well with it. And that's one of the reasons I like the Shopify platform, because it's very, very simple, very straightforward. It's one of those platforms where you can start easy, you can launch early and launch often, because you might start with a website that has a particular look and feel, and you say, oh, 6 months in, I'd like to change that. So you change the theme. And it gives the shop a completely fresh look and feel for very minimal effort and often no cost. And so it's a pretty straightforward thing for you to do. And that very much comes back to my point about knowing the technology. Spend a little bit of time, do a free online course on Shopify, and there are plenty of those around, and learn how you can make tweaks here and tweaks there. For example, you may want to offer was is pricing or was now pricing, or you may want to offer a coupon code for a discount, or you may want to offer some sort of loyalty solution just within your online business. All of those are things that are available within Shopify, and I've seen retailers set them up for themselves. By you doing it yourself and not paying a web developer to do it, one is you're going to save money. Secondly, you have more investment in what you're doing online. And I think that comes back to a really critical point that I want to make. You've got to treat your online business as a business. Treat it as a startup business that your other retail business, your main retail business, is actually incubating for you. Treat it as a business that's a startup within the other business. And you'll soon see that you have learnings, I hate that word actually, but learnings on how startup businesses can operate and what you can learn from the experience. My point about online is right now, it's very much like the gold rush in Victoria in the 1800s, where everybody was racing around looking for that next seam of gold, that next nugget that was going to make them rich forever. And so, we're all busy doing that. We're all busy chasing it. Big businesses doing it, small businesses doing it. The reality is you can be successful if you know what it is you're wanting to create and you know how to reach those shoppers. So take your time, make sure you know what the business stands for. Absolutely go about it knowing that your point of sale software, hopefully your Tower Systems point of sale software, owns the data, including the product descriptions, pricing, and images that are going to flow through. And make sure that what you're offering on the website is what people are looking for. There are tools around that can help you understand what people search for online with Google. And I think it's really critical that you are creating something that people want. Years ago, many, many years ago, I was in a seminar, and it was all about, how do you make your business or whatever it is you're doing successful? And the cliche phrase that was repeated over the 3 days is find a need and fill it. Find a need and fill it. And that's kind of what I would say about the website. Make sure that your website is satisfying what somebody is likely to want, what they're searching for. It can't be what you think they want, because that might not be what people want. So find the need or the needs out there, what people are looking for, and fulfill that from within the website. So where do you start? Where you start is making sure that you understand what your site's going to be about, that you understand that your point of sale software is going to manage your data, that you have your own advice and guidance on the website name, on the color scheme for the website, on particular products that you're going to be offering, and that you don't overthink these things. And it's also important that you make sure that you own what it is you're putting on the website. I would strongly recommend that you use your product descriptions, and that you write the product descriptions from the perspective of the shopper who's likely to be searching online, and that you use your own images. If you're using a supplier's set of images, then it's likely that hundreds, possibly thousands of those retailers are using those images already today. That's not a good situation for you to be in. Being online can be very successful for any business. I've seen micro retail businesses grow massively online by following these sorts of principles. Here at Tower Systems, we have a web development team. We've got our point of sale software development team. We've got our help desk team. And then we have people like myself who are really keen and willing and happy to work with any of our retail customers on providing advice and guidance. So for example, if you came to us and said, we'd like you to develop a website, we just want to fine tune the keywords that we're going to be focusing on, then I've got tools that I would use, tools that we pay to access, where I can do research for you on keywords that might be useful for you within your business. Certainly that's what we do in our own online businesses. We're constantly looking at keywords that we can latch onto with products that we might happen to be able to sell. And so we do this work from a whole of business perspective. From a Tower perspective, we're very keen for people to use our point of sale software, arrange a whole lot of specialty retail marketplaces. We'd love to develop websites. We also do that website development on a fixed price basis. And we also do it on the back of the work we've done in many, many retail niches: toy shops, jewelers, garden centers, sewing businesses, news agencies, pet shops, all sorts of businesses that are selling products online through websites that we've created. So you can contact us at towersystems.com.au. You can also email our sales team at sales@towersystems.com.au. And 1300 662 957 is our phone number. As I said, my name's Mark Fletcher. I'm the owner of the company. I'm a perfect example of being able to teach an old dog new tricks, because, back in the day, decades ago, I was a programmer, haven't programmed for a long time. And yeah, I can get my hands dirty and get in and enjoy playing with a Shopify site. It's a really wonderful thrill to bring something to life like that. And personally, I see any Shopify site that I'm involved in and creating as being a startup business. And I think that's an exciting thing. If you're not sure about getting your business online, then don't let anyone pressure you to do it too soon. You've got to come at it at a time and a pace that works for you, and you've got to do it in a way that works for your business. But make sure you know what you want. Don't leave decisions to other people. This is your business, your investment, and it's your future. And I think it's critical that you make sure that it's what you want for your business, rather than an opinion that somebody maybe 2 or 3 steps removed from you wants for theirs. Thanks for watching. I hope the video has been helpful. And remember, Tower Systems would really love to help, not only with your point of sale software, but also with a website for your business. Thank you.